Hey, you want to come with me to my village to go make some pure African authentic shea butter? If you said yes, then let's go. My name is Malia, and I put my lifelong dream of becoming a dentist on hold to create jobs for women in my village. So my day starts off very, very early. I have to go in and open up all the doors because the women that are helping me make the shea butter are going to be coming in very soon. So this is outside of the facility, and I'm going to give you a little glimpse of my cute little village. I love it here. It is so cozy, beautiful people, beautiful place, peace of mind. So the women are in, and as you can see, we are going to be allocating everyone with some nuts that they're going to treat for the day. So that's what we do. Everybody takes their nuts, they go in and they wash it thoroughly. Because shea nuts are picked from the ground, when it grows, we don't pick the fruits from the tree. Like, you have to let it fall first. And because of that, it can get pretty dirty because of the soil. So you have to wash it thoroughly. This can make or break your butter. It's very important to wash your nuts very, very well. So after it's washed, we lay down this material to dry the nuts. The nuts need to go through a grinder or a crusher, and it can't go in wet, okay? So we need to dry the nuts thoroughly, and we use solar to do so. While the nuts are drying, the women will go in, we all go in, and we pick out the bad nuts. We need to separate good nuts from the bad nuts. Most people that make butter, shea butter, actually for profit, they tend to just add everything in. And if you've ever encountered shea butter that is like really bad in the smell or like whatever, they add this stuff in their butter just so they can have more oil. And we don't do that. We make sure that we get it out, and we only use these nuts to make our butter. So you realize our butter is of a higher grade and amazing quality. So this is Miss Poisson showing us her beautiful picked out nuts. Next step is crushing. We need to crush all those nuts, okay? So we need to crush them before they can go into the meal. If you don't do that, you're going to break your machine because the shea nuts are extremely hard, okay? So we go through that process, and after that, we have to go back and dry them again because, like I said, the drier it is, the more oil you can get extracted from the nuts. If not, you're going to have a lot of your oil that is stuck in the nut, and you're going to have to throw that away, and that's a waste of money and waste of resources. So we dry it again, and then we go in to the meal. So this is where you're going to have the butter coming out like a paste, okay? It's going to come and look like chocolate, okay? It smells like chocolate, interestingly. I really don't know the difference or the correlation between shea butter and chocolate, but these two things, they smell the same until the shea butter is actually done, and they don't smell the same any longer. I don't know. It's a mystery. But after that's done, we get the paste. We have to add in some water, and then we knead and knead and knead until it looks silky, smooth, okay? And you continue to knead and knead and knead. This part takes a lot of muscle. It takes a lot of strength. It is not easy. But as you do so, you're going to see this separation happening. What you're seeing here are the fatty acids. This is the oil that's going to separate from the water you've been adding to that paste, okay? The paste is a consistency of, chocolate, and it's made up of the shea nut itself and the butter, everything in one, okay? So when you do this process, you get it out. And now you're going to use that new gooey, buttery white substance that came up. You're going to now have to cook that, okay? So you have a very high heat pot, and then you drop that in. The pot is empty. you just put in the paste that you just got. Okay, and this part is also very crucial because if you overheat that stuff, you are going to have shea butter that smells extremely smoky and going to have a bad it's going to go rancid quickly. Okay, it's just not going to be of good quality. It's going to get darker and all of that. So we keep boiling this, and this process takes a while. It's one of like the longest parts of shea butter production. Okay, and very tedious because you're standing over heat for hours on end. So you have to go in and just monitor it every now and then. Make sure it's not too hot, and it's also not cool because you don't want to sit there forever. It takes a long time. So as you boil it, the consistency is going to start to change, and it's going to look like this. Okay? And then as you continue to boil, you would realize that the oil is going to start seeping up and looking really good. So it's going to separate the nut particles from the oil particles, and this is the beautiful thing you're going to be getting. So this stage, you have to continue doing this and then turn the fire off and have it cool down. Then you can now decant your oil from the other particles that are going to be on the bottom of the pot. Then you go into filtration. We have multiple filtration steps. Not everything is shown here, but we have a lot of filtration steps, which is proprietary, so we can have our butter be just the perfect consistency and perfect color, rich in vitamin E and all the vitamins. So from the oil, when you keep stirring it, you stir because you want to take away every grain. If you don't stir it because it's a hot area, the shea butter might become grainy. As you stir, it's going to become like a porridge consistency. And then when it cools down, it's going to look like butter, like this. Isn't that so cool? It's just so beautiful. And then it goes into packaging. We go in, we package it all, put it in our packaging, and it's ready to come into your house. That's it. Thanks for joining me.